Hello, I'm Lieutenant General Todd Semonite, 54th Chief of Engineers, and we're on the road again today at Fort Buchanan, Puerto Rico. And I'm in the middle of our temporary power generation yard. I want to talk to you a little bit about what this mission is. First of all, we've been hit with 3 big storms. We had Harvey in Texas, we've had Irma that hit us very, very bad in Florida and in the Virgin Islands, and then continued to be able to have some impacts in Puerto Rico. But Maria really came and hit Puerto Rico very, very hard. We think as much as up to 80% of some of the transmission and the distribution could have been damaged. So we're going to take care of the power for the people of Puerto Rico in 4 ways. First and most important is temporary power. We've got to buy time with the capability that the core team brings to be able to make sure that people of Puerto Rico have some degree of capability. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. The second is generation. We've got to get these power plants up and running, so once we reestablish the grid, there's enough electricity in the power plants to push it out. Third, we call transmission. These are large 75-foot towers that go all over Puerto Rico, big metal towers, to be able to push the big power around to the substations. And then fourth and finally is distribution. This is from a substation down to what we call the last mile, down to that last street where the house is at it, to be able to make sure they have electricity. So for you guys now, with me is Curtis McFarland. He's our key leader down here in the power generation team. Curtis, I've been with the mayor and the governor for the last several days. We just met with the president, and I told him, we've got to get a lot of temporary power out. So we have a pretty good list right now from the governor of what about life safety, hospitals, clinics, water stations, those kind of things. And then we end up having another list. We got to get schools up and running. We got to worry about mayor's offices, other political officials. What about the telecommunications network? And then we've got to continue to work all the way down. Tell our core family a little bit, what's your job here in the ESF3 lane, and how do we go about organizing some of this temporary power mission?
Yes, sir. I'm a mission manager here at the Albuquerque District supporting Puerto Rico, and we work hand in hand with the 249th Prime Power, and so they're the electricity folks of the Army. So it's been a great relationship that we have here. Our JFO is coordinating with the state and as well as the Commonwealth to get those priorities in taskers. As soon as we get taskers, we give it to the 249th to get those facilities assessed. And when those are assessed, we work with the 249th Yard Dog and we make contracts happen. We send it to our ACI contractor and we get generators to those facilities. First prime priority is hospitals, waters, and life-saving capabilities. And that is our main mission right now for this first month, for sure. So
once you get a requirement in, you really do have to send a team out there, make sure that you know the status of that generator, and then kind of know what to call back here. And this is our yard. You've got a lot of generators in the yard, but again, I think right now we've got about 100 generators that are either here or going to be here the rest of the day, and I think we're ordering about another 300, so a big load coming in. Sergeant Cornell is with us. We've got A Company, B Company from the 249th here. Sergeant Cornell, now continuing to help us here, what does the 249th play in this very, very critical mission?
Right, so once the taskers come down from FEMA, they're prioritized, and between Alpha Company and Bravo Company, we have 12 pit teams. It's essentially a team of 2. So they're going out to all the facilities, hospitals, wastewater treatment plants, and determining which one of these generators in our yard are going to best be utilized for that facility. It comes back and our yard dog will put together all of the materials and the generator needed, and as quick as we can we get it pushed out so we can get power back up to all these sites.
I think the other thing with the 249th, while you might have a regular normal mission, there are times when things are going to come back up where we really call on you to step in. The other night at 3 in the morning we had a hospital go down. The generator was actually running, but some of the critical air conditioning that people needed to stay alive wasn't on that generator. So they had to come back through and make that happen. So listen, I just want you all to know, I'm so proud of what you're doing, the senior leadership of our country, the senior leadership of the Department of Defense, and all of us in the Corps. We know that this is critical to get some kind of quality of life back to the people of Puerto Rico. And I'm not sure they're ever going to know where that electricity is coming from. But you guys need to know that I'm proud of you, I'm proud of our teams in ESF3 and the 249. And I don't want you to slow down. This is going to be a long mission. And we need to lean on temporary power to get us to where we need to be. Curtis, thanks for you and your team here. Tell them thanks an awful lot. And we've always leaned on the 249th. You got a lot more work to do with Sergeant Cornell, but I know you're the right guy to make it happen, okay? So from Puerto Rico, bottom line is 249th, ESF3, all in, temporary power, is to be able to reestablish a quality of life for these people in Puerto Rico.